I relocated down to the sunroom from the garage because the garage is miserable at this time of year. Last week it was below zero, so I brought in the chairs, or at least the driver's side, and I'm going to start disassembling it and getting it ready to be recovered. I'm going to get leather for the recovering, and we'll see where it goes from there. The foam is completely shot. Well, not completely, but it's pretty bad. And you can see that the straps that are supposed to hold you up are completely loose, and the middle one was pretty much disintegrated, so I removed that already. We'll be getting rid of those other straps and then taking the fake leather off of there and getting it ready. A portion of the upholstery is supposed to come up through here and then attach to this and be put on with these clips here. And you have to take these heavy-duty snips and snip those off. After taking it all apart, here's what's left. Everything looks pretty good. The back part here of the seat, I was expecting a whole bunch of rust, and I think there's a little bit right there. This is just where the mastic, the glue was, and then I think that's a little bit of rust right there, but it's very surface stuff. I'll be able to clean that up and repaint that. The seat covers arrived yesterday, and they look pretty good. A whole big box full of stuff. I got the door panels and the tunnel cover as well, so it's gonna pretty much complete the entire inside. I sandblasted the seats here. This is the bottom part, and I'm gonna paint them now. Everything is painted now. Got the back and then the bottom here and the sides even. We got the strapping that I bought, and it's a very stretchy material, and at each end I have to put rivets like that and then stretch it across there to keep the foam from falling through instead of having springs. Okay, this is a hole punch for leather, and I've got to line it up at the right spot there. A little bit further there, and then do like that. Make sure that it goes all the way through. And then we put the rivet through there and back through the hole here. And then put the cap on it. And then we go over and set the rivet. Looks good.
Good.
Yay! So we now got it all connected, and that's what it looks like when it's done. To assemble the bottom cushion, you need the upholstery and the new foam and the frame. And then put the foam inside and stretch everything around that, and that gives you that bottom cushion. It's amazing that that's all there is to it. In order to form the cushion properly, you have to have this piece of material here come up through this slot and then be cinched down. And to start that, we use zip ties that we put through here, and then we'll reach in and pull it up and around a couple more pieces of metal on top through the bottom of the cushion onto the frame where the straps are. In order to get the hole in this material to allow you to put the zip tie through there, you need to use something that's not going to leave the material prone to unraveling. So this tool is a tool that heats up wax when you do wax molds for jewelry, and makes a hole that is sealed so that when you put the zip tie through there and then you cinch it down, this won't run and come apart on you. I threaded the zip ties up through the slot, and now need to get the cushion down inside as much as I can. Now we can put the frame on. And then these pieces of metal go around, that goes around these pieces of metal, and that pulls it down and pulls the other side so it forms to the proper shape. Now we can put the zip tie through and start cinching this down. Eventually, they recommend using steel hog rings. I bought extra heavy duty zip ties this time, because last time when I did this, they broke. I've got the zip ties pulled as much as they're going to be, so I'll snip them off. Now I'm going to put the hog ring right here. I've got the hog ring pliers here, the special things, and usually you put it around and poke it through, get it to kind of come up on the other side here, like that, and then squeeze it tight, and that squashes, hopefully. There we go. And that really pulls it up and makes it snug. Now we need to put the clamps on this part here. Pull this down so that it compresses the foam, and then lift the
edge of the upholstery here, the leather, and put it over the tabs in the front, and then we'll have to work our way around as we go, and that's really a job. It's a total wrestling match. Now I can place this next to the tab and make sure I go underneath the bead that's already underneath there, so that when I place it over the tab, the bead sets nicely. I have to open this up a little bit, and then I have found that using a lever to get on top of the tab and then work your way down. And we got one tab. The wrestling match was not quite as bad on this one. Learning curve off of the first one really helps. Setting the last two tabs. Now I've got to find the places to put the holes and put the screws in on the sides and get this put together. One of the holes is easy to find because you got the shape of this stretched over it, and what I have learned is to just poke a hole and kind of cut a half circle. Now I can put the screw in and make sure that it goes in easily, and then find the next one and finish off.
This is what it looks like from the top. The place where those zip ties and the bull rings are, this is where it pulls through. There's a piece of fabric there that pulls down and gives this the shape.
I gotta do the upper part and attach it, and I'll be done with this one. In order to secure the foam to the frame here, like that, is the way it belongs. But if you don't use some of this stuff to stick it down, it'd be a pain because it'd move all over the place when you're trying to stretch the leather over it. So I've got to spray that and then stick it down. In order to keep the overspray from going everywhere, I'm going to use this piece of cardboard and then just spray on the inside so it doesn't go everywhere. I need to spray the foam as well, so that it's a contact cement, so that when the two come together, they stick. Now I got to put the foam on, and the best way probably to do that is to start here at the top. Get that lined up on there where it belongs, and then work my way down make sure it seals up all the way around. I gotta turn the top of this inside out like a sock so that I can slip it over the foam and the frame to complete the chair. I learned on the last one that I didn't need to put the ties through the foam before I stuck it down, that I could do it after, like I'm doing now. I'm not sure what this piece of plastic does. Maybe it makes it a little easier to slip the top of the leather down on top of this. I'm not sure. I found it on the old one, and so I guess I'll just use it on the new one. Now I'll start the process of putting this on the top here. It's like a sock, sort of. Now that I have the different pieces of zip tie here, I will thread them through and start pulling them. We gotta cinch this down and try to do the bull rings, and if it works out the way I want, I'll put 3 of them in between, and that'll be enough to hold it, hopefully. My guess is that the zip ties is enough to hold it, but they suggest those bull rings. So I'll try to do it. I'm trying to cinch it up that last little bit using this bar again to see what's going on. Now you can see that the ties are completely up snug against the bar there. So now that's as far as those will go. Now I've put the bull rings on, and we'll start pushing the leather down the rest of the frame. Now I stand it up and put it on this old foam so we don't pierce the furniture, and take this, put it inside, and then push down a little bit. That way I work my way around little by little, and makes it very, very tight. Keep pushing down, working away around. Just about there. I'm going to try to do it from the top this time rather than pulling it. I'm going to push it. Well, that worked good. All done.